I believe that Jesus Christ is the Word of God in the flesh, okay? And it says right here in John 1 verse 14 that the Word became flesh and made his dwelling among us. So this book is called holy because when you hold this book in your hands, symbolically, you're holding Christ in your hands. So the Bible is the Word of God, and Jesus in John chapter 1 verse 14 is the Word right here made flesh. Now with that being said, all throughout the Old Testament, Christ is concealed. The story of Christ's life, death, and resurrection is alluded to all throughout the Old Testament in the form of types and shadows. Let's take, for example, the story of Cain and Abel in Genesis chapter 4. So Genesis chapter 4 is the first time in the Bible where humans are mentioned making sacrifices to God. So Cain was essentially a farmer that grew produce out of the earth that due to the fall of man, God had cursed. And in Genesis 4 verse 2, it says that Abel was a shepherd, a keeper of sheep. So both Cain and Abel bring offerings before the Lord. So Cain offered up some of his crops to God, but not the first fruits. And it says that God did not look upon Cain's offering with favor. But then in Genesis chapter 4 verse 4, it says, but Abel brought fat portions from some of the firstborn of his flock. And the Lord looked with favor on Abel and his offering. So this causes Cain to become very jealous and very angry with his brother Abel, which Cain then lures Abel out of camp, the protection of camp, into the field where he murders him. Okay, so the next question is, what am I seeing in this when it comes to types and shadows pertaining to Christ? I'm seeing Cain, who murdered Abel, as representing the Pharisees that murdered Jesus. Let me explain. So Cain's jealousy and murder of his righteous brother Abel mirrors the malicious actions of those who persecuted and killed Jesus. You see, the Pharisees were jealous of Jesus just as Cain was jealous of Abel. Cain's act in murdering Abel is paralleled to the Pharisees' role in orchestrating Jesus' crucifixion, representing the ultimate act of violence against innocence.